Hello and welcome to the Community Law Clinic as part of the University of Exeter Law School. Today we'll be talking about your right to rent, your tenant responsibilities, the responsibilities of the landlord, and information about houses in multiple occupation and what this means for you. First, we'll talk about your right to rent, but what is it and what does it mean for you? The Right to Rent scheme is a scheme ensuring that landlords must make sure that all tenants living in their property have legal status to be in the UK. This means that as a private tenant in England and Wales, if your tenancy started on or after the 1st of February 2016, you must prove that you have legal status to live in the country. In order to prove this, you will have to provide some documents. Documents landlords are required to check include UK and EU passports or permanent residency permits. If you cannot produce the correct documentation, you will not be able to rent a property in England or Wales. It is also worth noting that there are grounds against which the landlord may not discriminate against you, which are listed under Section 4 of the Equality Act 2010 called Protected Characteristics. These include age, disability, gender reassignment, marriage and civil partnership, pregnancy and maternity, race, religion, sex or sexual orientation. Now we have discussed your right to rent, we next need to talk about what is expected of you as a tenant, including some of your rights and responsibilities. Your tenant rights include living in a property which is in a good state of repair, knowing who your landlord is, seeing an energy performance certificate, and having a written agreement if your fixed tenancy term is more than 3 years. As a tenant, you also have some responsibilities. These include taking good care of your property, like turning off mains water if you're away in cold weather, paying your rent in your tenancy agreement on time, paying for repairs caused by you or any others in the house, and remember, if you do not meet your responsibilities, the landlord has legal right to bring eviction proceedings against you. We will next talk about some of the rights and responsibilities of your landlord and what is expected of them. We will start with some of their rights, which are similar to your tenant responsibilities. These are that the rent is paid on time and the property is looked after, and that those living in the house are considerate to the neighbours, and the tenants will not take in a lodger during the period of their tenancy. Some of the landlord's responsibilities include gas safety checks to be carried out every 12 months, ensuring any furniture and electricals comply with safety regulations, installing smoke alarms on every floor and carbon monoxide alarms in any room with an open fire or wood-burning stove, utility maintenance, and maintaining structural integrity. Now that we've established what is expected of both you and your landlord in a privately rented accommodation, we must next look at some of the licensing responsibilities of the landlord. We will do this by discussing houses of multiple occupancy, or HMOs. Your landlord will have to obtain a license to rent your property if it is classed as an HMO. This can be obtained under 3 types of licensing: mandatory HMO licensing, additional HMO licensing, or selective licensing. For a mandatory HMO license to apply, the house in multiple occupancy must be occupied by at least 5 people from 2 or more separate households. Then one of 3 tests will apply: the standard test, the self-contained test, or the converted building test. For more information or to check if your landlord has licensed your HMO, you can go to the HMO and Residential Property Licensing Reforms on gov.uk. And that concludes this video on rights and responsibilities in tenancy agreements. We at the Community Law Clinic wish you luck with your tenancy process. Please see our other videos, visit our website, or contact us by email if you wish to know more.